And it's not that kind of business that bombards you with figures and numbers, but we'll mention some of them in a little while. And this evening, we're talking about social media influencers. Who are they even to begin with? Do they even have a place in this society? Is that even a business? Someone might ask that. Joining me in the studio to discuss this, I do have with me Daniel Maithya, who's a social media consultant. Karibu sana to studio.
Asante. And
also Chef Raphael. Chef, we had requested that you come with your cooking equipment, but somehow that communication did not land.
Yes, that did not land.
All right.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about what you do in terms of you being a chef and how you've used social media to propagate your job.
Well, basically what I do, or what I've been doing, and this has been about 7 years now, since I quit my day job.
Right.
I'm actually a trained chef. I worked abroad and then came back to Kenya. But what I felt is like I want people to learn how to cook. When I was abroad, I saw people watching cooking shows. I used to watch cooking shows and I felt, what if we have that in Kenya? So that's what triggered what I'm doing, teaching people how to cook. And basically is to up the game in the industry by empowering the consumers, the customers. If you know how, let's say, let me give you an example. If you know how to cook good nyama choma at home, when you go and eat outside, you'll know this is good or not good.
That's true.
So if that place where you have it where it's not good, and then you'll not go to that place, you go to a place whereby you know it's good. That's the whole idea, to up the game in the industry, and also to show the younger ones, the ones who are coming into the industry, that being a chef, it's a good thing. So it's something. So that's my main.
All right.
goal.
And before you even bring Daniel in here and talk to us about the expertise in the industry, you mentioned something very interesting, that you quit your main job to do this full time.
Yes.
How did that happen? And were you prepared for what was coming? Did you see the returns coming from social media perhaps? And again, I need you to tell me what social media tools do you use?
Well, to start with, I was not, whatever I'm doing even up to now, I'm not doing it for the money. Let's start from there. It's from the passion. I've loved cooking since I was young, and I took this career and profession when I went to college and all that. So I'm doing it out of passion, for the love of cooking. And also I'm also solving a solution for me. So what I know is that when I'm doing that, the money will come later. The money will come literally following. So my main motivation is not the money, like what you're asking. Did I see that I'll be making X amount of money? No.
Right. Your motivation was not money, but is money coming now?
There is some money coming in, because now I've also made it into a business, because right now Chef Raphael is a brand.
All right. And thanks to social media.
And thanks to social media.
That's how it's become a brand.
Yes, yes.
All right. And Daniel, this is where you come in. He's managed to make Chef Raphael become a brand using social media. And the biggest question that we're asking today is, I mean, we know the statistics of social media in this country. Twitter has over 3 million users in Kenya, Instagram 4 million users, YouTube about 8 million users, Facebook 7.1 million. Those numbers are huge if you look at the population of Kenya. So they say about 89.4% of Kenyans are on internet. And of course, these are some of the mediums that you use to consume internet. This must be very attractive to corporates, I think.
True.
Right?
Exactly. Because people have shifted from the traditional way of marketing to digital media way of marketing, using digital media platforms to market their brands. So those figures, they are what we need to capitalize, what brands need to capitalize. Sorry about that. There's
a glass of water there if you feel you
So what brands need to capitalize to grow their clientele base. For example, he's been using YouTube he's been doing tutorials and posting them on YouTube. If I have a company, maybe I do produce cooking oil, I'll approach him and have him feature me in his videos.
All right. Has that ever happened to you as we continue with the discussion? Do you have some of these corporates or producers coming to you and tell you, please promote our products?
Yes, I do have some that I'm currently with right now.
Right.
But for me, when I'm doing, whenever I'm working with companies, my focus is always the audience, not to see like I'm advertising.
You're doing your social media stuff.
Yes.
Then the corporate angle comes in.
Yes.
The money angle comes in, and this is where you come in.
Yes.
So why is this becoming such a phenomenon right now, and why is it attracting young people?
Yeah, when it comes to marketing, there's what you call content creation and the demographics. If I have a product, the audience that I'm targeting, if they're on social media, what ages are they, and what type of content drives them to take action? If I want them to visit my tourist destination, maybe in Mombasa or Masai Mara, there's a way the content should be in line with the people. So if if I'm marketing a certain tourist destination and I want to market it, my audience, target audience is on Instagram, I look for someone who is good in creating content for tourists.
All right, all right.
So that they can market the product.
Then the biggest question is this: does it really pay?
Yeah, sure, it does pay. Personally, it has been paying my bills. I've been working with several youths, and they've been able to pay their school fees just through social media.
A young person watching us right now, seated at home and hearing us blabber about social media, and probably they're not familiar with that. I doubt that, though, because these days social media is everywhere.
Yeah, true.
If such a person would want to become an influencer, what would be the do's and don'ts for that person watching us right now?
First is you should be keen on your image online. Be careful with what you post, because whatever you post really defines you. It can tarnish your image or make it better. So first, you need to organize yourself, know what industry you want to feature into, because you can't pursue just any industry. You're in food industry, you're creating content for food industry, you're creating content for fashion industry, you're creating content for different industries. You need to have one industry that you're working to. Be consistent in that. Create content for that. Don't just be anywhere, because brands don't want someone who is today promoting an e-commerce, tomorrow is promoting another thing.
And again, I go back to you, Chef. When I don't know if you'll be very open to tell me, and if you don't, then Daniel will jump in and tell us.
Yes.
From being on social media and selling your products, and I know you've said here already that you're not doing it for the money, but truth be told, you're making money from social media.
Yes.
Would you be comfortable enough to tell us how much money you're making, say, maybe in a month, to inspire the young people who are watching us?
Well, there are several, in terms of revenue stream for me, there are several of them. It's not directly just from social media. I'm also doing catering business. And that comes from somebody who has watched me on social media doing my thing, showing them how to cook. And then they come to me, maybe they say, can you do this for me?
Right.
So that's another way of generating income.
All right. You look fairly a young person. Forgive me if your face betrays how old you look. But being a young person and deciding that you want to be a chef, number one, and then realizing that you want to use social media to propagate your skills.
Yes.
Someone seated at home, a young person seated at home, would think being a chef is such a kazi ya huko chini. What would your answer be to that person?
It's not. First of all, to be honest, I look young, but I'm not as young, because I've been in this industry for more than 20 years.
Oh, really?
In the hospitality industry, and this is from immediately after I left high school. So I've been doing it for some time, and I've gained the experience working in the industry, and then from there, that's when I've moved out to do what I'm doing. So it's not just, it's also very good to have an experience, especially in your field of training, and then you continue with whatever you're doing on social media. But basically, it's doable. It is doable, so long as you have the drive and the passion to do it.
All right. Daniel, I want to come back to you in just a short while, but I want us to move to the other side of the studio. We do have Sarah Adams standing by. She has some statistics on social media and probably some of these influencers that we're talking about, and basically the followings they have and how they make money, perhaps. Over to you, Sarah.
Now, thank you very much, Tony Timase. And yes, reaching 1 million followers it's not easy. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to build audience. And many influencers use this particular platform to earn a living. Now, we're going to take you through some of the social media segments from Twitter to Instagram and see how many followers these particular social medias have. Now, we begin with Twitter, where we have Robert Alai, who has 1.2 million followers. Now, Robert Alai has 1.2 million followers on Twitter. On Twitter, that is the following he has. Now we move to YouTube. YouTube, we have two personalities in YouTube. We have Willie Paul, who's on my left, who has 352,745 subscribers, and we have Churchill, who has 987,947 subscribers. These are the two personalities who are leading in YouTube. Now we move over to Instagram, where we have two personalities as well. We have Akothe, who has 1.4 million followers, and we have Eric Omondi, who has 2.2 million. Now, Timase, those are the personalities that we have. If you can take over from me and get the discussion ongoing concerning influencers and how they actually move agendas in particular sectors.
Thank you very much, Sarah, for that. Daniel, very quickly and briefly, Sarah has given us some names here that we know: Alai, Churchill, Akothe, Omondi, and they have 1 million, 500,000 followers and stuff like that. Yes. Do these numbers then translate to money? And how much on average, because you're a consultant, you would know, how much on average do they make in a month? Very briefly.
Numbers really are good, but then what matters is engagement. And is your following interested in the product that you're advocating for? You see? So you might put a post, you're having 2 million subscribers on YouTube. Let me give you an example with Instagram. You're having maybe 1.2 million followers on Instagram. You post an item, you're advocating for a certain brand. Maybe you get, out of 1.2 million, you're getting just 5,000 likes on the product. Then after a day, you're posting a product and you get maybe 20,000 likes. You see? So with your following, first I think the influencer needs to know which products is following interested in.
All right.
You see? So because if I want to market a product on Instagram, I'll go for someone. If it's a comedy thing, then I'll go for a comedian. If it's something related to tours and travel, then I'll go to someone on Instagram who posts about tours and travels in the country.
All right.
I won't just go for anybody.
Very quickly, Daniel, a yes or no answer here. Do these influencers make money?
Yes, they do.
Would you tell the young person watching now that it's a business they would want to do?
I would tell them that they need to organize themselves, let them find their passion. What industry are they interested in? Then start branding themselves, creating content step by step. Don't rush to start getting the money. Just first build your following, build your brand, make sure that you're good in creating content that that's in the industry that you're interested in featuring in. Then step by step, brands will start approaching you. Or once you get a good engaged following, you'll be able now to start approaching brands to come and advertise on our social media platforms.
All right. Thank you, Daniel Maithya, for coming to studio and talking to us, and Chef Raphael. Though I don't know how that communication did not get to you, that we needed you to come with your cooking stuff.
We can do another.
Certainly, we